Hi, this is Kevin Harlan, joined by my partners, Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg. We'll see the Indiana Pacers defending home turf in the Eastern Conference.
All right, ready to go? Ready to go?
And it's going to be the Pacers off the tip. So the opening lineup for the Heat. Dragic is joined in the backcourt by Wade. Johnson is out there with Dang, and it's Whiteside in at the 5. Dishes it to George. With the teardrop, can't hit. Excellent D from Wade.
You know, no doubt last year a bit of a loss for Paul George. I mean, had to sit out most of it after that gruesome leg injury in the Team USA scrimmage.
Now here's Dragic. Pass to Whiteside. 6 to shoot. The Heat need to get a shot off. Wade gets the bucket.
And they are on the board first.
Trying to set the tone here early. I like that.
And the Pacers with possession here. And George kicks to Hill. They set the pick. Allen with the screen for Hill. Back to George. Shoots from the right block, and it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. On defense, Indiana. Dragic the pass to Wade. Back to Dragic. 5 on the clock. Dang dishes to Wade. Another shot, and that's 2 points on the layup.
Just lazy defense on the glass there.
Well, nobody boxed out. Nobody put a body on anybody else. Things like that not only drive the coach crazy, that stuff gets under my skin.
Now here is Hill. Outside, George. Fires from deep. Offensive rebound, Pacers. For Miami, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Dragic kicks to Johnson. Tries it from the top of the key. Will not go. This is off the front iron. The Pacers have gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. Passes it to George from outside the arc. That doesn't go either for George.
Nothing dropping for him, so I think in the best interest of his team, he may need to think about not shooting right now.
Wade against Hill from 10 feet out, and that one's good.
And a really good way to start the game. He's a guy who, if he gets it going early, he's going to give you a problem.
And here in the first, about 3 minutes in, pass to George. Over in the corner, Ellis. Back to George. It's stolen by Dang. Dragic kicks to Wade. Excellent D there from George.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
Shot to end this cold run, and it's Miami with the rebound.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Wade passes to Johnson. Hill pulls it in. Pacers trail by 6. Ellis outside. Passes it to Mahinmi. The dunk and the foul. A powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. That's on Dwayne Wade.
And really a good job spotting his teammate near the bucket and then just pinpoint passing for the finish.
Indiana shooting their first free throw of the game.
And going back a season ago, they were a pretty average team at the line, about 76% altogether.
That free throw good from Mahinmi.
And one bright note for the Pacers last season was the play of their bench. Adding Rodney Stuckey was a huge boost for them.
Now here's Dragic. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Wade against Ellis. 6 on the shot clock. Wade gets the bucket. And Stuckey led the charge for the Pacers bench, Greg, as you were talking about. But all around, the reserves, Clark, were fantastic on the Pacers.
Yeah, third in the league at almost 41 points per game off the bench. First in the NBA in bench rebounding. And top 10 in field goal percentage as a bench.
Here's George after the made shot from Dwayne Wade. Hill kicks to George. This one for 3. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. George has got his first 3 points of the game.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And, Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
Now here's Dang. Right side a screen. And it's Wade penetrating. That's good. Wade's got 8 points.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
George with the ball. Outside Hill. And the Pacers another 3.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
Outside Dragic. Right side kicks to Johnson. Here's Dragic. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
And it was a very public falling out between Goran Dragic and the Suns front office. That was a real tense few weeks there before ultimately he was traded.
Free throw drops for Goran Dragic. And, of course, Dragic was traded to Miami last season. Said he felt betrayed by the Suns front office, which spurred him wanting out of Phoenix and to South Florida.
Yeah, you know what? We'll never know the whole truth about that situation, but Dragic said they told him one thing with personnel and did something else.
Now, here's George. Back to Turner. The kick out to Hill. From deep. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Hill, he's checked in for Ian Mahinmi. And Miami calls their first time out of the game.
And guys, no doubt George Hill had it rough last season. He missed the first 28 games with that left knee injury, came back for 5, then missed another 11 games before his season got going. But you know what? He had one of his most productive years from that point on.
And the Heat with some changes. Josh McRoberts has checked in for Dang. Winslow comes in for Johnson. And it's Green in for Dwayne Wade. Dragic dishes to Green. He kicks it to Winslow. Outside Dragic. Shot clock at 5. Three-pointer. And he gets it to go. Dragic has got 5. And getting back to George Hill, what a second half of the season he had. He tore up several key categories, Clark.
Yeah, he was bogged down by injuries early in the season. Came back to average career highs in points, rebounds, and assists. Partly because he was finally treated and looked to as a go-to guy, and he thrived in that role.
And here is Hill after the three-pointer from Goran Dragic. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Green with the ball. He's picked up by Hill. Ellis against Dragic. Back to Green. They set the pick. Winslow wide open. He fires. And a miss there on the triple. And George, here we go. That's good. George has got 5.
And that's just a great individual play right through the teeth of the defense.
Now Dragic, 5 points in the game. Right side a screen. Kicks it to Green. Whiteside a screen on Hill. Paul George with the steal. Outside Hill. Feeds it to Hill. Pick up by Hill. Lets it go with a three. Miami grabs the miss. Here's Green. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Here is McRoberts. Turner covering. McRoberts misses. Pacers trail by 4. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Outside Hill. The dish to Hill. And George, here we go. And that one is hammered home.
Boy, he wanted everybody in the building to know who threw that one down.
Hanging on the rim is, I guess, one way to do it.
Yeah, I tell you what, though, you want to make sure you don't get teed up from a situation like that.
Miami with the ball. The Pacers making the shot. Outside Dragic. Ellis on the double team. Green left side. Launches a three. Offensive rebound. Right side, the pass to McRoberts. Hill has the open look. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. Hill's got the game tied up here for the Pacers. Miami's gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. And here is Green. Whiteside kicks to McRoberts. Right side a screen to stop the drought. No good from Dragic.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Yeah, the half and half balls are going their way, and that's really a function of effort and intensity. You know, the ball doesn't discriminate. Whoever goes and gets it, that's who owns it.
There's Ellis with the three ball. No luck. Now the Heat take it the other way.
Well, I think it's been said about 1,000 times now how Coach Spoelstra started as a video coordinator with the Heat, but he's been with the organization for so long, they are starting to become synonymous.
Now here's Ellis. After the miss from Goran Dragic. Ellis dishes to Turner. Screen by Ellis. Outside, George. Outside, Hill. The pass to Ellis. Ellis can't get that one to fall either. And Miami shooting just about an even 40% to start.
Ooh, rising and punching it on the young fella. You know he loves having that much of a height advantage. Best chance to get yourself on the highlight reel.
So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game.
Boy, last season Hassan Whiteside made a huge splash in the NBA. Big blocks, big rebound totals. But he had some head-scratching moments as well. Missed his share of action due to suspensions.
And G.A., as you said with Whiteside, his fiery attitude flared up a few times last season, and it hurt his team more than once in Miami.
No doubt. It's something that he has got to work on. I mean, he's proven that he can be a big-time player in this league, but he can't have the mental lapses that get him tossed from games and hurt his team.
Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. C.J. Miles, he's checked in for George. Stuckey comes in for Monte Ellis. And it's Lawson in for George Hill. The Heat also changing it up. Amari Stoudemire is checked in for Whiteside. And it's Richardson in for Goran Dragic. Indiana needs to get a shot off. A shot by Lawson, wide open. And yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. Lawson's got his first 2 points. The Heat have gotten 7 of their first 16 field goal attempts to go down here in the first. Green passes to McRoberts. Tries a three. And it's Miles with the rebound. And Indiana shooting to start this game off about 41% from the floor. But Trey. Green with the rebound. Miami's gone a meager 1 of 6 from three-point land since we got started tonight. Richardson against Stuckey. Richardson kicks to Green. Here is McRoberts. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Here's Winslow. It's good from long range. And the Heat lead by 3. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. It's the Heat. They lead by 3. And don't go away. We'll be back momentarily.
I gotta hold down the city. Gotta let you know where I come from.
Here, talk to Monte Ellis. He says he feeds off his doubters. He loves to hear someone say what he can.
I think I had that all my life.
And Monte Ellis is still trying to prove people wrong now in Dallas after their quick exit from the playoffs a season ago. Clark, it's been a decade in the league now for this very talented guard.
And you know, that kind of relentless determination is really something Monte is known for, and one of the reasons he has been around for 10 years in the NBA as a consistently good player and lethal scorer.
And the second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far. And when you consider how the Heat are doing, guys, what jumps out to you, stats-wise?
It's all about their defense. They have just done a terrific job of negating the timing and spacing of their opponent.
Every shot is challenged and challenged well.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. And for Miami, look at who they've got out there. They've got Winslow. Richardson is out there with Green. And it's Stoudemire. And it's McRoberts in at the 4 slot. The Heat have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both. And he knocks down the first one. Well, Greg, after a run of 10 playoff trips in 11 years, the Miami Heat missing the postseason last year, they'd end up a game back of the 8th spot.
Yeah, and what's hard for the Heat, Kevin, is that they were in the playoff picture for most of the year. And as the season wore on, they slowly fell out of that top 8.
The Pacers making a switch here. Allen's checked in. 6 on the shot clock. Out to the right wing. And here's Miles outside. Stoudemire grabs the miss.
You know, guys, for the greater part of last season, it appeared as though the Heat were playoff bound. Even with the players they lost, most figured they would be playing postseason basketball.
And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
Yeah, you know, that's what we call seeing and feeling the game. Excellent read of how that play was going to develop and where the ball was going. That's stuff that you oftentimes can't teach, Greg.
And Lawson with the drive. He dishes it to Mahinmi. And the wide open shot from Stuckey. A three-pointer, no good.
And one reason why the Heat did come up short in their playoff aspirations, they were very poor against other teams in the playoffs. Only went 15-31 against teams that had made it into the postseason last year. And one thing we know about Justice Winslow, he is great on the big stage. He was amazing in the tournament for Duke a season ago. Got better and better as he helped his school capture the national championship.
And he makes both free throws. With Winslow, it's all about improvement and being great on the big stage. I think he can do that, Greg. You talked about, you know, what he did in the national championship run. Clark, he was a fantastic foundation to begin with.
Yeah, you know what? He's not got many holes in his game. Solid at the defensive end, can score a lot of ways. Puts his hands on winning at both ends of the floor.
How can you forget about him? I mean, he's not going to miss that open of a look.
Outside, Green. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Here's Stoudemire. The feed to Winslow. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Pacers trail by 5. Lawson kicks to Mahinmi. Now Miles. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. They set the pick. Out to Stuckey. They find Jay on the way. Stuckey with another miss. The Heat leading by 5. Outside, Green. He feeds it to Winslow. Dishes it to Stoudemire. Goes back up. And he drops in the layup off the glass. And the Heat lead by 7.
I've really appreciated their activity in the post today. I mean, their movement down low has been great.
Oh, that's right on the money. They've generated a lot of easy opportunities on the inside.
Miles, that's for 2. That one falls, coming off Lawson's feet. Miles has got his first bucket in this one. The Heat have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the 7th. Now here's Green. Pass to Stoudemire. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a 3-point play.
You love it when a big man has those soft hands. Rarely any problem converting that close to the rim.
Some changes for Indiana. George is checked in for C.J. Miles. Ellis comes in for Rodney Stuckey. And George Hills subbed in for Ty Lawson. And then for Miami, Luol Deng is checked in for Josh McRoberts. Johnson comes in for Winslow. And Dwayne Wade subbed in for Richardson. George against Deng for 3. Ellis. They get it again.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And guys, you know that rebounding is a huge part, a huge component of winning games. It's not a glamour stat, but it's necessary if you're going to be a winning team.
Deng, a screen on Ellis. And it's Wade penetrating. Johnson wide open. He fires. And that one comes up a bit short. Pacers trail by 8. It's George on the wing. It's back to Hill. No good. Great tee that time from Green. The Heat leading by 8. Wade outside. Inside. Here's Deng. And it's good. Caught through contact. Hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
And he just big-boyed it right there. The height advantage he's got down low. Really difficult for them to defend.
And let's take a moment, guys, to get your take on the scoring so far for Miami.
Really impressed with their post play so far.
You know, it also hasn't taken them long to make their mark in the paint. I mean, they're doing a lot of their scoring from in there.
And George kicks to Hill. There's a screen. Allen with the screen for Hill. Pass to Ellis. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. Joe Johnson picks one up.
First off, look, every year there are all-star game snubs, and perhaps last year Monte Ellis was the big one in the West. Hard to leave him off given the way he played for the Mavs.
And the Heat with some changes. Whiteside comes in for Amari Stoudemire. And it's Dragic in for Green. For Monte not being an all-star, there are a lot of guys that could have made an argument to be there. Monte's was as strong as any.
Yeah, and his own coach said that Monte deserved it more than Dirk, his teammate. And not a shot at Dirk by Carlisle, just Rick expressing how valuable Monte was to the Mavs.
The jump hook. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. Pacers trail by 9. Outside Hill. To the middle. And it's Mahinmi finishing it off.
Tell you what, Kevin, they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
Clark, that deficit will go away quickly if he does.
And how about how he capped that one out? Almost like the 1-2 punch.
Outside a screen. Allen against Deng. Outside Dragic. And out of bounds as the Pacers gain possession. Indiana making some changes. Turner comes in for Mahinmi. And it's Solomon Hill in for Lavoy Allen. Indiana's gone 1 of 6 from three-point land in the second quarter. Less than 20%, but they've continued to let them fly. Hill dishes to George. Just 5 to shoot. It's back to Hill. The shot's good on the assist by George. George has got 3 assists now in this one.
A little bit of a defensive breakdown there. He's not the guy you want to leave open on the perimeter. You've got to stay attached to him.
Hill against Wade. Back to Dragic. Pass to Deng. Good ball movement here by the Heat. Johnson from outside. He's just scored his first basket with that shot, making him 1 for 4.
Back at you. I mean, they immediately get those 3 points back.
Trading spray guns from long range. Trading blows from behind the arc.
Ellis the pass to Hill. Looking for George. He gets it there. Nice D from Deng.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
Guys, that's been the key to their lead. I mean, simply put, the effort they've displayed on the glass has been the difference.
Back to Wade. Expanding his range. No good. Pacers trail by 7. Hill a screen on Whiteside. George with the ball. And it's Johnson picking him up.
And not a night he's going to want to remember. Just not really able to score the basketball.
Dragic kicks to Johnson. Back to Dragic. Feeds to Deng. Whiteside inside. He's guarded by Hill. Here's Deng. And the shot is long. Pacers shooting 31% in the second. Some poor shot selection for them in this quarter. Ellis outside. Plays it up and banks it in. Ellis has got 4 this quarter.
Just a late reaction there from the defense, and he is always going to finish that one.
Up top, Dragic. He's guarded by Ellis. Whiteside sets the pick for Dragic. Down low, off the pick, and the jam by Whiteside.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
Dragic against Hill. Ellis outside. Outside Turner. Here's Hill. And there are the Pacers with another bucket. Now a timeout called by Miami. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments.
Come on, fellas, we got to pick up the pace. If we see an open look, we got to take it. We have to make them play at our tempo.
Basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
The Pacers making a switch here. Stuckey's checked in.
2 minutes. And the Miami Heat have finished in the top 2 spots or better in each of the years the big 3 were in town. Last season that changed as they would end up 10th in that Eastern Conference.
Dragic with a wide open look. Drains the three-pointer. Dragic has got 8 points.
You might not think of him as a laser three-point shooter, but that shot was there for him, and he had to take it.
Outside, George. Trying to break that ice-cold streak, and the layup is good. He's got 9. And for the Heat, once the bullies of the Eastern Conference, they had a lot of trouble keeping up with other Eastern Conference teams.
Kevin, they finished 25-27 against the rest of the conference. Played under 500 against the East at home, which really negated their chances for the playoffs.
Hill kicks to George. Hill, a screen on Deng. And George, here we go.
Oh,
Beautiful jam.
and how about the execution on that play? The screen was set up in exactly the right spot.
And the finish wasn't too bad either.
Perfectly designed and perfectly executed.
And that replay sponsored by Kia, the Kia Slam Cam, giving us a great look at that one. Wade against Stuckey. Takes it from 10, and it's Miami with another.
Right now, they've got that field goal percentage up in the low 50s.
Putting it together offensively, looking to build some more momentum.
Hill kicks to George. The dish now to Turner. The pass to Stuckey. On the wing, George. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Outside, Dragic. Jacks up a three. No good, trying to beat the buzzer. The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime. Heat lead by 8. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Kevin, I'm here with Coach Eric Spoelstra. And Eric, you guys have seemed in complete command out here tonight. What's been the key so far?
Well, I think we've been able to get to our pace. We've been active defensively, so we just have to maintain our focus and keep trying to be in attack mode, both ends of the court.
Eric, thank you so much. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, Doris. And we'll be right back after halftime for the start of quarter number 3.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Ernie Johnson along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Dwayne Wade wasted no time getting hot. He had 10 points and 1 assist. Let's hear from you, Shaq, on the Heat first half.
They had a focus to working inside, and it's working, Ernie. They've done a great job of recognizing mismatches, a.k.a. barbecue chicken down low, taking advantage. He can't guard that man down there, Ernie. The entry passes have been sharp, and it's led to a lot of points. When you control the paint, you control the game, and they've done that so far.
And Kenny, let's get your input on the Pacers.
Their inaccuracy from behind the arc was brutal. Shot selection, I didn't see any. The perimeter offense they're running, you could scrap that. They need to get back to the basics. Pound it inside, more pick and roll. Try to pick up some easy buckets in transition.
And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game is about to get underway. Kevin Harlan has the call.
And the third quarter about ready to get underway.
Been a very solid outing for George. He has 11 points, and he's been delivering a healthy dose of helpers, too.
He really has, Clark. Always with his head up, looking to make the pass, trying to find the open man.
Mahinmi is out there with Lavoy Allen. Then there's Hill. Then it's Paul George. And it's Ellis and at the 2-guard spot. So that's the group out there for Indiana. Dragic dishes to Wade. Dragic a screen on Hill. Open shot. Dragic. The basket good off the assist from Wade. 10 points for Goran Dragic.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Ellis outside. Right side, George. Nice D from Deng.
And that'll increase their rebound advantage. They've definitely been winning that battle on the board.
You know what? No rebounds, no rings, and they've controlled the boards, and that's what's given them control of this game.
And it's Dragic off the drive. Shoots a 3. Wade misses. And, of course, Paul George, a lockdown and throw away the keys level defender. Voted all defense first team back in 2014.
Yeah, and listen, I think we're all anxious to see him get back to the level he was prior to that horrific injury he suffered during USA basketball. And you know what? He's always going to have a chance to be the defensive player of the year. Let's just hope that this guy can get it all the way back because he is a true credit to our game.
Dragic the pass to Johnson. He kicks to Whiteside. Back to Johnson. Whiteside, a screen on George. Johnson, that's for two, and misses it off the right side of the rim.
I love the anticipation defensively there to get into the perfect spot.
Hill with it. Now guarded by Dragic. A nice shot by George.
That's two straight quick three-pointers they've allowed.
Defense just not reacting with enough aggressiveness. You know, I can think of one.
I don't want us taking shots with hands in our faces. Move the ball. Move the ball. Spread their defense and get our shooters some clean looks. Tighten up.
Always in the right place defensively. The way I describe him is just steady.
Timeout called, the Heat. An interesting thing about George Hill, he was traded from the Spurs to the Pacers a few years back. Many people were surprised the Spurs would even trade a valuable veteran when they were trying to win a championship. But who'd they trade him for? Kawhi Leonard. A pretty good deal.
Well, you know, Hill is really solid. He knocks down open shots, can run the offense or play off the ball equally well. I think he's a terrific combo guard. Gives you a little bit of everything and does it in a professional way. And that's typically what attracts him to other teams. Kevin, I tell you what, when he gets to the rim like that, he's really hard to stop.
Yeah, he can get up a few notches higher, there's no doubt.
And that's how the game is played on the inside. You can play over the top. You've got a great advantage.
And George, here we go. And it's Deng with the rebound.
And although he doesn't quite get the block, he does get the missed field goal attempt because of his ability to alter the shot.
Well, almost as effective as a block. I mean, made him completely change his release point, and I think that caused a miss.
Dragic gets the bucket.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Hill against Dragic. Allen right side. It's deflected. Stolen by Wade. Goes up. Flushes it down to finish the break.
And unfortunately, we've seen a few too many of those. A lack of concentration and alertness, a turnover, and an easy bucket the other way in transition.
I don't want us taking shots with hands in our faces. Move the ball. Move the ball. Spread their defense and get our shooters some clean looks. Tighten up.
One of the best in the business at blocking shots from that off-guard position. Hard to think of a guard who has had as many swats as Dwayne Wade in the past couple decades. One of the best ever.
Some changes for Indiana. C.J. Miles, he's checked in for George, and it's Lawson in for George Hill. Amari Stoudemire is checked in for the Heat. Winslow comes in for Luol Deng. Mahinmi kicks to Ellis. Allen with the screen for Ellis. Out to the right wing. And Lawson with the drive. Got a piece of it.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
To end the run, here's Ellis. Indiana again missing. The Heat leading by 12. And here they go. Here's Wade. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Yeah, they have really owned the interior. You've got to collapse that defense and force them to beat you over the top. And for Wade, we often talk about his physical state, but what about the mental toughness? Here's a guy who's been playing in some kind of pain every game for the past few years, but he just keeps churning the butter, not wanting to let his team down.
Kicks it out to Ellis. Indiana moving it around. Here's Mahinmi. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock. Mahinmi's got 7 points.
Consistency all game long. He's going to continue, I think, to have to take it over to get them back in the game.
Greg, you brought up the topic of Wade. He's had a a chance to make several tough mental adjustments throughout his career.
Well, he's always been a guy willing to alter his game for the good of the team. That's why he's got those championship rings, Kevin. You've got to be flexible, not just talented.
Yeah, when Shaq comes in and joins him, then he had to change away when LeBron came in to play
Great
a
credit
different
to
way.
him.
Yeah.
Great credit to him.
Very admirable. Lawson with it. Wade picks him up. Mahimi down low. He's against Stoudemire. From 6 away, it's hauled in by the Heat. Stoudemire's got his 3rd rebound tonight.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
And the basket by Wade.
And now we can see them really working it inside.
Yeah, Clark, quality looks at the rim. That's fueling this run.
Ellis with it. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Monte Ellis has always had a knack for the big shot. When things are on the line, he is a guy that is not afraid to step up.
And Kevin, last season, he had a number of big second halves and fourth quarters for the Mavs. Really took over that primary scoring role from Dirk Nowitzki. Stole a lot of games for them last season.
Turner's checked in for Lavoy Allen. The Heat also changing it up. Gerald Green comes in for Dwayne Wade. And it's Richardson in for Goran Dragic. That one misses.
Yeah, Monte did have a lot of big second halves for the Mavs last season. Seems like at least half a dozen games for them, he would just take over. Started to get looked at as the top go-to guy late.
Johnson can't hit.
Even though he isn't having the best of games from the floor, it hasn't seemed to hurt him.
Ellis against Green. Miles dishes to Turner. Johnson with the block. Out of bounds. Pacers ball as Indiana keeps possession. Hill, he's checked in for Indiana. Stuckey comes in for Monte Ellis. Josh McRoberts has checked in for the Heat. Here's Miles. Turner against Stoudemire. Stuckey outside. Lawson in the corner. It's stolen by Green. And now Winslow pushing it up. No one back to stop him. And it's blocked. Lawson kicks to Turner. Lawson, the open look. Indiana again missing.
And for Monte, it makes sense to go to him late in games. He's so fast that he can create a shot anytime he wants. And very rarely does he not give you a chance to win with just one shot remaining.
Back to Richardson. And the call will be against Ty Lawson. That's his first foul. And here's Richardson. Outside, Green. Turner against Stoudemire. Tries again. Rodney Stuckey pulls it in.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Fires for 3. No good from Lawson. The Heat leading by 14. On up the court. And it's Winslow that time on the assist by Richardson. And that's now 7 points here for Justice Winslow. Here's Lawson. He's got 5. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
In the corner, Stuckey with it. He's all alone. Here's Winslow. Knocked away.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Lawson the pass to Hill. Back to Lawson. Turner with a screen on Richardson. Clock at 6. Turner dishes to Lawson. Battles through traffic and lays it in. Lawson's got 7 points.
You know, huge height advantage there, but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
Agreed. The body control essential in that situation. I mean, if you're giving up a bunch of height, then you better be able to manufacture things in the air.
Green kicks to Winslow. He dishes it to McRoberts. Richardson against Lawson. From deep three-point range, they get the rebound. Kicks it out to Richardson. The feed to Stoudemire. Second shot opportunity. It's rebounded by Indiana. Ways to get back into it, but they've got some time.
He is to avoid mistakes and make each possession count.
And Clark, I agree. The tendency can be to really rush or push the game, and they need to avoid that.
Lawson drives in. From downtown, but they'll get another chance. That doesn't go either for Lawson.
I think it's going to be tough for them to trim this deficit if he keeps missing those kinds of shots, Kevin. I mean, they need his points.
Outside, Green. Now Winslow. 7 points in the game. And it's Green missing.
All the defender had to do there was just stay close to him, and he did.
Lawson kicks to Miles. That one falls, coming off Lawson's feet. Miles has got 5 now.
It has been a three-point barrage for them since halftime.
Not sure if it's been by design or simply by accident, but either way, it has been impressive.
Stoudemire setting the pick for Green. Green missing again.
Well, that's a warm-up jumper there. I mean, when you're a pro, you can't make excuses for missing that one.
Kicks to Hill. Back to Lawson. Turner with a screen on Green. Lawson from outside, and the Pacers another 3.
This guy will really make you pay if you leave him enough room outside.
The Heat leading by 8. There's 42 seconds left to play in the third. To the paint to end the drought, and he takes that one up and powers it through.
Crisp pass into the paint.
Indiana's gone 4 of 6 from three-point land since the start of the second half. They set the pick to the inside. And now Winslow pushing it up. No one back to stop him. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Hill.
George Hill.
Ball's knocked loose. Outside Hill. He feeds it to Stuckey. No good on the 3. It could go. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Heat out front, up 10. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the fourth. The fourth quarter just moments away now as we welcome you back. Pacers trail by 10. And for Miami, look at who they've got out there. Dragic is joined in the backcourt by Wade. Whiteside is out there with Dang. And it's Johnson in at the 3 spot. 6 to shoot. And George kicks to Turner. Dang grabs the miss. Dang's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Wade with it. He's picked up by Hill. Dishes to Dragic. Dang with the screen for Dragic. Lets it go from deep. And the rebound goes to the Pacers. Mahinmi's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Ellis kicks to Turner. Pass to Hill. Indiana moving the ball away. Kicks it out to Ellis. Knocked away and taken away by Johnson. Wade outside. Passes to Dang. The three. That falls. Nice feed that time from Dwayne Wade. Wade's got 3 assists in the game. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Heat.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ball game.
Yeah, but they've also done a great job of playing in space, getting out in transition every opportunity.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spot. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
The Heat leading by 11. Now here's Dragic. Pass to Whiteside. Johnson outside. Shot clock at 5. Whiteside, the pass to Johnson. Good. And the Heat lead by 13.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
George. Good work defensively by Whiteside. Miami's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the 4th. Dragic with it. He's picked up by Hill. Takes a 3. And Dragic with the basket on the assist by Johnson. And that's 15 points for Goran Dragic. The Pacers have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the 3rd quarter. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Hill dishes to George. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. George has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
Here's Hill, and he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal, and then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there.
Whiteside kicks to Johnson. Back to Whiteside, and he uses both hands to jam it in.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with a dunk like that.
Pacers trail by 14. Hill with it. In the corner, George with it. Turner with a screen for George. Left side, Turner. Puts it up from 12. Off the left rim and out. The Heat leading by 14. Outside, Dragic. Turner against Johnson. And it's Dang in the corner. For the 3. The rebound by Turner. Turner's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Here's George. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a 3-point play.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Yeah, high percentage shots are what they are getting in terms of the attempts, and that's just not going to get it done. They've got to figure it out.
Allen's checked in for the Pacers. Miami's gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. Wade outside. And he dunks it down.
And very little fight put up by the defense as he made his way to the bucket for the jam.
They did seem to take the cautious approach, Greg, when it came to defending that one. You're right.
And, guys, it's not the time for caution now. I mean, they've got to be aggressive and take some risk to see if they can cut that lead down.
George against Dang. And George, here we go. Outside Hill. George with the ball. He's picked up by Dang. George double teamed. Second shot opportunity. Offensive rebound, Pacers. The kick out to Hill. Feeds it to Ellis. It's tipped. A beautiful reverse layup.
Now there's something for the top 10 highlight reel right there. A layup can be just as sweet and as pretty as a dunk sometimes.
The Heat leading by 11. And here's Dragic. There's the dish to Whiteside. Here's Wade. Shoots off the step back. Wade missing again.
You can see how much the defense respects him. I mean, they were all over him on that look.
Hill passes to George. And here we go. Fast break. Wade's got it.
Pretty devastating, actually, to turn the ball over like that and surrender 2 more points.
Yeah, you can ill afford to make mistakes at this juncture. It might not be impossible to come back, but it just got all the more harder.
And Hassan Whiteside of Miami had the breakout year of all breakout years. Clark, he blew up in the right way last season, averaged a double-double over 48 games.
Yeah, and great to see for Whiteside because he did have some issues prior to the breakout year, and it's nice to see him find his stride and produce with that awesome talent he has.
Outside Dragic. The pass to Whiteside. Unloads. And that one's drained from the low block. And the Heat lead by 16.
And talking about Whiteside, he isn't completely out of the woods yet. I mean, after a couple of ejections last season, his teammates publicly condemned his actions. They questioned his maturity, challenged him to be more reliable, and for the most part, he was after those incidents.
Over in the corner, Ellis. Hill kicks to Ellis. From deep, George. Good, and the assist goes to Ellis. 24 points for Paul George.
And you know, the thing about Whiteside, guys, when he's right, he's an unbelievable game changer. Second in the league in block shots last season. Also posted the second best field goal percentage. The guy can play if he keeps his head squarely on his neck.
Wade drives in. Whiteside dishes to Dragic. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. George with the ball. And it's Johnson picking him up. Kicks it out to Ellis. Beyond the arc. The shot is off. And Miami the other way now. At one point, they led by 16. Ellis against Dragic. Shot clock at 6. Fade away, and Allen with the block. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. George against Dang, and it's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way.
I tell you what, he clearly had a brain freeze on that one. You might just as well keep going straight to the bench.
Hill against Dragic, and the call will be against George Hill. That'll be his second foul of the game. Johnson the screen. Wade drives in. The rebound by Monte Ellis. Pacers trail by 13. Here's George. Dragic with some nice D. For Miami, they've gone 7 of 13 from the field here in the fourth. And it's out of bounds to the Heat as Miami retains possession.
Oh, nice play there to get a hand on that pass and tip it out of bounds.
Just a whisker away from coming up with the steal there.
Johnson the screen. It's stolen by Hill. Now here's Hill, the fast break opportunity, and George with the stop.
And that's how the coach would draw it up on the fast break from start to finish.
Yeah, and what a finish it was, guys. Really nicely done.
It's stolen by Hill. And here we go. Allen passes to Hill. He gets it to fall. That makes it just a single-digit lead.
That's the kind of D that you're not going to find success with, guys. They've got to get a hand in the face.
Timeout called, the Heat.
And really just trying to take the wind out of their sails here, I think. You know, they're on the wrong end of a run and need to just kind of exhale.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to stop the bleeding. Things were starting to spiral completely out of control. And I think a timeout was a no-brainer there.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Erik Spoelstra was saying to his team. He wants to make sure they stay assertive and aggressive on the offensive end, saying, I don't want to sit on this lead. Let's build on it and not give them a chance of coming back. Guys?
All right, Doris. Back to Johnson. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Pacers trail by 8. A minute 50 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Mahinmi kicks to Ellis. He dishes it to Allen. The feed now to Mahinmi. 5 to shoot. Hill drives in. Here's George. Can't get it to go. Good D by Wade.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, as they're looking to battle back, that's one of the key elements. You got to rebound.
Outside Dragic. Trying to get back on track. Kept alive. Whiteside takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
And at this point, just sort of running through the paces, as it appears it'll be a nice win here for the Heat.
And Clark, their hard work on the glass paid off.
You know, they both are excellent rebounding teams. I thought it was a tough battle underneath both ways.
No surprise here, just a big-time performance for Wade. He was everywhere defensively, offensively. The effort we saw from him tonight, I think, was the difference.
Allen, a screen on deck. George dishes to Allen. Ellis right side. There's the pick. He kicks it to Mahinmi. Some nice passing here by Indiana. And once again off the mark by Indiana. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Dragic kicks to Johnson. And that's good. And it's Dragic with the assist.
I don't want to say they're trying to run up the score here, but they do keep adding to the lead.
Well, I know you don't want to say it, but I will, partner. I mean, they're trying to run the score up here. It's plain and simple. They're trying to throw salt all in that wound.
Outside, George. And the foul called on Joe Johnson. That'll be his second foul of the game.
It's close, but, you know, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day and age, I mean, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation to draw the charge.
And he gets it to go.
Really a nice bit of flavor from Lawson on that one.
And so Miami takes this one by a big margin. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, gee, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was.